So the idea is then to get rid of these things, but you also have to find out what is your sense of urgency. What is your sense of urgency? Now, this is another problem because most people don't have one. Why don't they have one? Because they become too complacent. Way too complacent about the way that life is. You'll see them not pay bills. You'll see them say, well, this is okay or that is okay or whatever, but they've become totally complacent and there's no sense of urgency in their life. So your responsibility is you've got to create a sense of urgency. You have to create a sense of urgency. And we do that by doing two things. Number one, really becoming aware of what it is that we want and setting that goal or that light out in front of us as the thing that we're willing to trade our life for. And number two is creating enough pain behind us for not doing it. And then what you need to do is you need to step into being that individual. Step into it. It's not something that you learn. It's not something that you acquire. It's something that you already have the ability to do. You already have the ability to do. You just are not aware that you have the ability to do it. And that's where you come to the idea where the only thing that you need to do is to make a decision that that's what you're going to do. You're going to decide that you're going to be that person right now. Now, when you make the decision, you have to also, like I said before we went to lunch, and I said, where is it that you stop? You've got to be very cognizant of where that place is, because when you decide to step into that person, you can be sure that it's not going to go well at first. Right? I mean, it's not like you're going to say, I'm going to be that person, and all of a sudden everything opens up and it changes. Not everybody's going to say yes. Not everybody's going to go with you. You're going to have challenges where you're going to have to become resourceful. But you don't become emotionally tied to the problem, okay? The problems are a good thing. You want the problems and the challenges to be there because you can't grow without them. This is one of the rules about the game that you need to change, that you don't want any problems. Everybody's looking like, well, I don't want any problems. I don't want any challenges. I hear it all the time. When is it going to stop? Well, hopefully never, because you'll lead a pretty boring life if it does. Now, I want you to really think about that. You don't want the problems to stop. There's no growth there. Everybody wants God to give his best, but nobody wants to give their best. So we want abundance, we want health, we want the relationships, we want peace, we want all kinds of great stuff. And the ability to do that, the power to do that has been placed in your hands with the ability to choose. But you don't choose wisely. You don't demand abundance and prosperity in your life, and you have to demand it. Why do you have to demand it? You have to demand it because these things are in control until you change it. It's like there's two operating systems taking place simultaneously. Once you make the decision, you have to realize the subconscious mind is not yet changed. And when you're not focused on the direction that you're going, the subconscious mind is in control. So when you're not consciously manifesting what you want, you're subconsciously manifesting what's programmed.